rocking with pettyblog.com.
It's your boy Snoop D-O-double-G, and you are now watching the Petty Blog.
I can't be on the Petty Blog.
Oh my God, it just hit me. Petty and T. I was so dumb.
Oh, Petty.
So they already know that I'm dropping the T. So let's get into it, and in case you missed this crazy story. And let's start here. A man named Lenue Moore, who was 32 and was illegally living in a building that his mom received housing assistance at, but let him move into while she moved to a whole nother state in a house that she bought in one of the Carolinas, according to her neighbors.
What?
But yeah, so he lived in her apartment that was in her name, and while he was living there, had been having an ongoing dispute and beef with his neighbor Jacqueline Billini, who was 57, over her quote-unquote loud dog, whose name is Zeus. Neighbors say the feud started when Moore tried to kick her dog last year, so things got heated from that point on, to the point that he then did the unthinkable. Just months ago, in the early morning hours of April 11, she was attacked in her apartment by an unhinged man wielding a hammer who knocked on her door, police said. When Billini answered the door and then tried to close the door on an irate screaming visitor, the twisted intruder kicked it open, breaking the woman's right arm. And it was caught on camera, and of course it was, you know who, her neighbor. He was trying to bludgeon her and her family members who she had over at the time, okay? That's crazy.
What's going on? El maricón. Oh, okay. Call the cop. Call the cop. Call the cop. Call the cop. Call the cop.
Lenue Moore was charged with assault and attempted burglary in the incident. Because of this, he was ordered to move out, but he only moved a couple of blocks away, which is not much help, okay? Because he's still close by. I'm sorry, he should have been ordered to move out of the state. I'm just saying. Now, even though it's being reported that Jacqueline Billini and Levaughn Harvin are a couple, here's what it really is. The neighbor said that Harvin is a nephew whom Billini asked to accompany her around the neighborhood as a bodyguard because she was scared of Moore. And who wouldn't be, considering he already broke into her apartment and broke her arm, and she probably can't move out because she's on the lease, and you know New York is expensive anyway, so moving will be more expensive. So of course, if you can, you will have the protection of a man. And that's exactly what she did. But that same crazy neighbor, Moore, then took things to the point of no return. On September 29, which was on a Friday, Jackie and her bodyguard nephew, who was just there to keep her safe, were walking her dog outside of Highbridge Park when Moore walked up to him and was seen by witnesses shooting Jackie in the head and neck and her nephew in the face and shoulder before he turned the gun on the dog, who also lost his life. Sources say that he fired at least 6 times, and unfortunately none of his victims survived. And it's crazy because not only was he illegally there, so he shouldn't have been there, but they also let him free after the hammer attack, and she had a whole order of protection against him, yet this still happened, which is a shame because it's like, at what point do you protect the victim? She took all of the correct steps to try to avoid what happened from happening. And did I forget to mention that she actually worked for the state? The State Office of Court Administration, OCA, confirmed Saturday afternoon that Billini was a longtime court employee who spent many years in the administrative office of New York City Civil Court as an indispensable aide to the administrative judge. More recently, she had been assigned to Bronx Housing Court, one of our busiest courts. The court system and her colleagues are still processing her loss, and hope that her family finds some solace in the fact that her presence will be sorely missed. It's interesting that she actually started to work for housing. But did I forget to mention that this Lenue Moore guy is still at large? That's crazy because it's been 2 weeks, literally. So we hope that they catch him immediately and put him where he belongs in his new housing. Once again, rest in peace, Jacqueline Billini, Levaughn Harvin, and Zeus.